want to get you up to $500,000 to $1 million per month in revenue. When you're just starting out, it might be difficult based on your startup capital, but we want to ensure that while when you're selling on Megastore, at least within a year, you will get to that revenue, and it should be as automated as possible. You should be able to probably check in a couple times per week and and have an automated business generating this level of income. First of all, my story. I resigned in 2011. I was working my 9 to 5. I resigned in 2011, thinking that I'd be able to just go in business and do well off the bat, and it didn't turn out to be that way. I had many years of failure and learning, and that's part of the reason why we emphasize training before onboarding merchants. We want to ensure that you're doing well from the get-go because you have all the lessons and principles to do so. So it was basically about 7 years of failure, with some amount of success between it. A couple steps forward, I was in different industries, from interactive advertising, making kiosks, doing music videos, videographer, animator, pretty much like everybody else trying to start out business locally, jumping from one thing to the other, um, with the impression that the problem is the industry, when in fact the problem was my approach to business. So what I want to do is basically condense those lessons in our first series, which is digital business online, so that you can be successful from the get-go without having to go through those years of failure, right? So a lot of the lessons that I learned came from a business coach, Eben Pagan. He has this program, really great program. If you get a chance to check it out, the name of the program is Altitude. If you get a chance to check it out, I implore you to do so. It's a course that costs 10,000 US dollars. Um, Fortunately, they have a lot of free YouTube clips that you can, benefit from. But it costed 10,000 US dollars. And before, when I heard of that price for the course, I didn't understand. I thought that was ridiculous. Who would pay 10,000 US dollars for a course? Until I actually started the course. And within the first week of listening to the course, it was a video course, but I had the audio, so I was listening to it. Within the first week, I had made $500,000 on a software project. And then that's when I got it. Like, oh, okay, now I understand why the course costed 10,000 US dollars. And that that taught me that a lot of what hinders us as entrepreneurs is really just the mindset and having the right resources and tools and people around us to also inspire us with the stories that will allow us to understand that, oh no, this is possible, we can do this, other persons are doing it. It's kind of like when an athlete breaks a world record. Before he or she does it, many persons believe it's impossible. After it's done, you see many persons going and break the record after. So we jump to 2019. My business partner and I had pitched a proposal to a company locally, and we're able to do $56 million worth of sales in just 5 months for the company. And that contract was coming to an end, and we wanted to find another opportunity to explore, and that's when we got into the whole e-commerce side of it. Right, so what we're sharing here is tried and proven. um it would be surprising. The uncomfortable truth is that most people, even some multinational CEOs, don't really know the fundamentals of how businesses are started and how the money machine really works. A lot know how to keep it running, but if you ask them to start it from scratch, a lot of times it's very difficult. And that's the reason why 99% of business startups fail. And that's natural, because it's a difficult process. It's extremely difficult, but with the right knowledge and the right tools, you can increase your rate of success significantly. So, a couple startup myths. You need a lot of money to start a business. It starts with writing a detailed business plan to prevent business failure. Your talent would automatically make you good at business. And some would say location, location, location. Some say it starts with a killer logo on a website. Others say build it and they will come. Others say everyone is doing it, so you must be right. And the last one, correlation implies causation. So let's say a company succeeds during COVID, you say, okay, COVID is the reason why this company is succeeding. So not because both events are happening at the same time means one is directly linked to the other, one is the cause of the other. The success secret for business, it's extremely simple, deceptively simple actually, but very difficult. And that is empathy and discovery. So every business that's successful actually boils down to these two core principles. And this is what they do every single day to maintain their success: empathy and discovery. So, what's empathy? It's fully letting go of what you want to do to truly understand what your prospect needs and how to help them get it. Let me give you an example of this. I love electronics. Let's say I love music. If I wanted to start an online business before learning this material, I would probably say, hey, let me just run and sell some headphones. Let me sell some headphones. We sell headphones actually, but it's not our main product, and neither is it our top performing product. But that's the approach I would take. And then when I learned this principle, I realized no, it's not about what I like unless I'm planning to be my own customer and the only customer. It's about what struggle is my prospect going through and how can I help them, solve that problem. Now, one of the things that was happening during, the COVID pandemic was that a lot of persons were staying home, and staying home, a lot of persons were, gaining weight, and they were getting self-conscious about their weight. So the space that we looked at in North America, we started selling products in North America initially, and the space that we looked at were waist trainers, and we really got in depth with in terms of the marketing and understanding, empathizing with the individuals who we're marketing to, and we're able to sell, a good amount of units. When we got to Jamaica, it was the same process of empathy, figuring out what persons were really concerned about at the moment, and that brought us in the area of smart security. So it that's the core of any successful business. One, empathy, truly empathizing with the client or the prospect in terms of what they're struggling with. And there are many problems out there. Many problems means there are many, meaning there's a lot of business opportunity if we're willing to empathize with our prospects. The second thing is discovery. Avoid emotional estimation. So in other words, don't go and buy 100 units worth of a product because you got excited about it. Instead, use data. Buy one and test the supplier, test the market. Even before you buy one, post some images, see what the market response is like. And the second thing is that test, model, project. So, in other words, run a test, and then after you run that test, you would basically analyze the data, see what is happening, and then scale up what works. So let's say you 10 images, test 10 images for products. You got an inquiry on one. Okay, test that one some more, post some more images or some more content. You start to get some more feedback. All right, maybe order one as a sample. Okay, it's working well. Great, the supplier is good. All right, let's order 5 this time. Those are sold out within a week or within a day. you order 10 and you keep doing it. So that process of test model project, and that's at the core of every startup really, which is one, find out what the customer is really struggling with, empathy, and then discovery, test model project, making data driven decisions.